Well, hey, Cove. Dan Baumgartner here, and Anne's right here too. She'll pop on in a second. Wednesday, and time for a quick midweek update. And we're actually on the road. We're parked at the moment, but we're at a rest area. We had a quick power drive trip up to Seattle, and now we're on our way back to Santa Rosa. We're just a little bit south of Portland, Oregon, kind of French Prairie or Aurora, Oregon, heading home. And we're gonna just do this in a couple of small pieces and give you a quick update that way.
Hi there. Quick update from our families. That's the reason we came up. We hadn't seen our parents since Christmas, so we drove up, like Dan said, on Sunday, and we had 2 days of just lots of short visits. And with the coronavirus, a lot of masking, a lot of distancing. But we got to take walks. Seattle weather really cooperated with us, and we got some beautiful sunny afternoons. We got to meet our new nephew, Beckett. Grandnephew, sorry. Yeah, not a nephew. I don't know how. Anyway, our niece's son. And so Chrissy and Matt's little guy, Beckett. And that was really fun. And we got to see Dan's brother and wife, Steve and Jane. And we got to see my sister, Nancy, and her husband, Joe. And then we got to see our son, Nick, who lives in Seattle. So our hometown is definitely Seattle. As we got close, I found myself saying, we're going home. And I'm sure you all have a place you call home. So it was just a great, very condensed, but really wonderful time.
So just two things really for you this morning. One is I wanted to just give you a quick update about what our elders have been working on. We decided to take on 3 specific goals. I mean, we're going to keep doing all sorts of things that we're doing now, like worship and read good books and small groups and all those things in the life of our church during this COVID time. Those things are going to keep going, but we wanted to take on some more specific goals so that when we get to the end of this COVID time, which we're all hoping for, we'll be able to kind of look back and go, hey, we really did some intentional things and didn't just survive this time. It's kind of that thriving and not just surviving sort of thing. So Session has picked 3 sort of broad categories, and then we're going to be working on some specific application for those things. So one of them is just the whole idea of us staying connected as a church during this time, and specifically we're going to schedule one outdoor, for the time being, event live together each month, at least one. That might be worship, or it might be some other events that we have some ideas on. So we want to stay connected. That's one major area. Another major area is evangelism and outreach, and there's going to be a couple of specific things on that, both supporting things that some of our people are already doing in their daily lives. How can we come alongside them? But then also some training and application of how can we reach out with the love of Jesus and the message of Jesus during this time. So that's the second major area, is kind of outreach evangelism. And then the third major area is we're committed to learning more about racial justice. And there's lots of conversation, lots of reading going on in this time, and we want to make some specific connections in Santa Rosa and do some learning together around race and racial justice. So those are the 3 things that Session is sort of working on broadly, and you'll be hearing more about those in the future, but I just thought I'd give you a little heads up on them. The other thing I was going to share with you is just kind of something I've been thinking about since we've been on this road trip. So as Anne mentioned, we have lots of visiting that we have done with people, masked and distanced and all that, but we had a lot of time to spend with people, and I just started thinking as we were driving back about what it was that we ended up talking about in those visits. And there was a lot of talk about the whole COVID-19 and all of the issues around that. So that was a big topic of conversation. And then, of course, the elections coming up. That was a big topic of conversations, and all the issues and candidates and all of that. But as we were driving, I was thinking, these things are going to pass. We're going to get through these things. We're going to get through COVID. We're going to get past an election one way or the other. And so they're pretty temporary. And I just started thinking about the gospel as something that is bigger and deeper than that, and that the gospel of Christ is something that is going to keep going. And I want to make sure that for myself, I don't get so bogged down with these things that are more temporary, that I lose sight of this deep love of Jesus and our calling and our privilege to get to take that out and share it with people, that we have something to offer that is not only eternal, but even for this life, has so much more to offer than a disease or politics. And so I was reminding myself of that, and I thought about the great verses in Ephesians chapter 3, and Annie, maybe you would read those.
Sure. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the saints, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God.
So there's the gospel. It's wider, it's deeper, it's broader, it's longer, it's eternal, and it's more than the things that we're dealing with right now, and it undergirds and encompasses all of that. So it's my encouragement, our encouragement for you this day, that we would all be able to experience that deep love of Jesus. And we're going to keep driving, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
See y'all. Hey, we just passed the 45th parallel. Woo! So we're halfway between the equator and the North Pole. Woo-hoo!